what I had envisioned when I was at that last job that I had to walk away from, um, it did involve partial real estate. And what I found was that here I was highly involved in the transaction, but my salary was not getting any higher. Right? So the agents who came to me were getting this happy percentage, and the attorneys were happy, everybody's happy, and Cherita's job is still here. And but it became a passion for me in the sense that I knew that if I was able to sell hotel rooms to tour operators, travel agents, and so forth, how much more can I sell a house or a condo to someone? I had the skills. I had the skill set, so it was time to bet on me. And once I did that, I went, and luckily while I was at that establishment, I had taken on a course, a real estate course, so I had the skill set behind it. And then I say, you know what, let's go and do this. But remember, I had never worked at an agency per se, so I didn't know the rules of engagement. Everything I had to create on my own, and because of that, the whole process would have taken longer than probably is standard, because I had to figure things out all by myself.
And there you came into, how long have you been doing your own real estate?
September 1st was 18 years.
Are you serious?
18 years. Ooh. Yes. And this is the part of that business people don't want to hear, but I got to tell you, the first 5 years, there was no money. Money came in and you had to make a decision. Do I pay my car insurance or do I buy a magazine ad?
Yeah. Juggle.
Exactly. I watched my money hover beautifully above zero. It did some swan dives sometimes and came back up, but there was no, it covered me, it paid the bills, but I was not prospering. And I remembered at around year 10, I was like, this isn't fun anymore, because it's a very cutthroat business. There's no loyalty. And in real estate, you can be rich while being very poor.
Gotcha.
You don't get money every month. You have to know to steer your money. And at year 10, I was like, I don't like this anymore. And then I say, you know what? Let's go back to what my original business vision was. That I have a supermarket of property. You come and pick one off the shelf. Don't ask me to go in the back to look for a size 10 or one in yellow. Just pick one. And I went back to that. It was frightening. But then everything went upward from there, just off of aligning with what my original vision was.
Wow. You've, as you say, you've done the highest and you've done the lowest. And you spend time, I see your videos and so on, you spend time explaining a lot and telling people where to go.
Yes.
You've become motivational. And how did that aspect of your being come about?
I promised myself that when I was going to do this, I was going to do this as me. When initially I started, and you're just scrunting, I was not me, in the sense that I was trying to do real estate the Bajan way. And then I said, forget that. If I were a client, what would I want? I would want to know the different logistics and details of a transaction.
Correct.
And I would want somebody to tell it to me real without all the fluff. So that was it. I decided, look, I am giving you me, like it or not. This is it. I'm going to cackle out. I'm going to be loud. But you can get all of me, and you can get some power knowledge with it too. And people really appreciated that, because they realized I didn't have an agenda except to share a lot of what was a world that we ourselves never got to really think about it. Real estate now has become, yes, one in which a diversity of demographics and colors, skin color is involved. But before it was not. There was no real estate agent coming to you at the career fair at your school. There was not. But now it's possible. So I just wanted to share the knowledge and share my world and be authentic about it. And in that, the business grew.
You're a mom and you have 2 sons, you told me.
Yes.
In this day and time, how is it raising 2 boys? And your children are
8 years old and 10 years old.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this, okay? Before I got married, I was single forever. I was like, Lord, have you forgotten me? I'm still here. But Single ladies, hang on. Sometimes you and the man, he's baking you, and he's not putting you together until you're 450 degrees and cooked. Okay? But the joke is,
it doesn't have anything to do with being a professional woman, because there's all this talk about when you're a professional and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're focused on that, and men are on the back burner until
that's not always the case. But guess what? Sometimes the thing with professionals is that we refuse to settle, and I think that is allowed. And in not settling, sometimes you just have to wait. You know, so the reality is I went from single. Luckily, I did most of the building of the business during that singlehood period. But I went from single to a family of 4 in 2 years. Don't ask me what happened. I know I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure it out. It was like being in a stampede and you're just moving. So I can't tell you what happened in the first 2 years of the first child. I was just trying to survive. But the beauty is the boys get along great. I always tell people it's as if I'm the surrogate in the house because they don't look like me. I'm just present and accounted for.
Just saying so?
If you see them, you will understand.
Okay.
The father took over all the genes, and the beauty about him, he brings so much value to that household that I don't know if I could be who I am with children if it weren't for him.
Right.
You know, everybody in their life has graces. Me being mother of the year, I will never win that award. I'm the one parent that never knows when school is finishing or when it's starting back. I don't know when there's a PTA meeting. I just don't know. Right? But so if it weren't for him and the other supportive people around me, I would be in trouble.
They must love the boys. You must be great fun as a mom, though. Laughing all the time.
Yes, yeah. Of course. But what people don't realize too, you see that thing called discipline and instruction. I think that has been key to who they are now. You have to put in the work. You have to, yes, we laugh and smile, but guess what? After you haven't washed your dishes, you can hear. You can know what God you're serving until you wash your dishes. So because we raise them a certain way and try to implement a certain value system and so forth and stick to it, it has paid dividends, but you have to put in the work so that you could kiki and kaka at this stage.
Okay. Good advice.
Yes.
Awesome advice. And we're almost out of time, but what do you do for fun?
Oh my gosh.
What do you do for fun? You know, this work and say, I mean, as you said, you make fun while you're getting paid.
Yes.
But in general, what is Cherita's time to just cool down, calm down, you know, that kind of thing? What do you like?
Well, let me go back to once again declaring the mandate. Jesus came so that we might live life all the more abundantly. So I tried to let it be clear that my career is not who I am. It's a means to an end. You know, I want the money so that I could then hop on a flight and go somewhere. I want the money so that when Cherita has her self-care Sundays and she's getting her Swedish massage, I ain't nervous that the money gonna look funny. So I play hard in the sense that I like living. We only got one shot at this thing, you know, Joe. We have one shot. Listen, this is not a dress rehearsal. So I believe in truly trying to enjoy just even going and sit down on the beach, or you know what I like a lot of? Eating. So if there's a restaurant and we haven't gone out in a long time, let me do something with 3 or 4 friends or hold a lime at the house.
Right.
Anything surrounding liming, family, fun, friends, and food, I am present and accounted for.
And you watch a lot of track and field. You spend a lot of time doing that.
You would be surprised that I do not.
Yeah. Okay.
You go through seasons in your life, and obviously when I was in it, I was in it. If my children get involved, I know that love and passion for it will resurface. But people would be surprised to know that I could hardly tell you names of athletes and stuff now because I'm
any of that in your children, any runners.
I do, I do,
right.
And I'm not pressuring them, but I could see one got some high knees there and he knows how to run on his toes, so I am paying attention.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to make it fun for them, nothing forced, and hopefully they follow it on their own. The little one likes football, so he's been learning like the Brazilian skills and all that. So You know, let's hope that this translates into some sort of private jet that their parents can get on.
Cherita O'dell, it has been a pleasure, and I just want you to, give some inspiration to someone who is listening, who is saying, you know what, I am trying everything, but I'm still not getting the results. What would you say to that?
I would say don't ever quit. If you're in a job, you got to be smart. Use your day job to fund your passion. What are you good at? What, when you do it, you almost feel guilty to charge people money for? Pay attention. That might be your gift. Don't feel the need to that you have to jump out of the 9 to 5 immediately to go into whatever might be your business idea. Grow it, watch it bloom, and eventually you'll have to make some decisions. And remember, trust in what God created to be, and at some point in time, you got to bet on you.
Cherita O'dell, oh wow, what an awesome chat. Thank you so much. As I
Thank
said,
you.
Unfortunately, I ain't got a drink with no umbrella to give you. But who knows, maybe someday we can just hop to one of those new restaurants somewhere and just sit down and have a chat. And
I'm
laugh.
all for it.
Give me that laugh again. Thank you so